Hello guys, Turbocharged 51 over here. I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world. It's time for the Informal League playoffs, and I'm not alone on stream tonight. You guys can see we've got 4 spectators, but only one of them is with me because we specially planned this. Welcome back to the stream, former teammate of season 1 of South African League Racing, FightingSwing. Are you ready for the playoffs?
But of course I'm ready, and I missed that special introduction. It's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute.
Well, it's been what, 13 or 14 rounds since we were together on the one with Imola, where I joined the group, which still that was a horrifying experience. But point being, it has been a hot minute, and I'm very excited for tonight. So guys, just a quick explanation, whether you're watching this live or as opposed to a live stream video, remember to drop a like down below. Go check out FightingSwing's YouTube channel, which is linked in the description down below, as well as Jonny, who is one of the contenders tonight. And if you've not yet subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe down below, and don't forget to ding that bell. Now, how tonight works is, so those of you guys that have been following the Informal Championship will know that we've really heavily adjusted the format of this. So we've had the usual racing all 25 tracks. There's been obviously points allocated to everyone. The top 6 of the championship have gone through to the quarterfinals. Then 7th to 10th, this is what we're doing tonight. They are racing against each other to determine the final 2. So first and second place after tonight's 5 races, they will be going through to the quarterfinals, which will commence next week. The tracks that we are driving tonight is Australia, GETTR, Miami, Spa in Belgium, and then the race for this weekend in real life as well, the Interlagos in Brazil. Now, Fighting, who is your money on for tonight?
My money is on Lucky and Jonny for tonight. And also, just a quick note, Big Boots was one of the guys who were picked to compete in this, but due to unforeseen circumstances and personal reasons, he couldn't attend the playoffs, which is why Mr. 11th overall got pushed up into Big Boots' place, so that's why he is racing tonight as well.
Yeah.
But my money is on Jonny and Lucky.
No, I think it's going to be very tight between Jonny and Lucky. I'm going to put my money on Jonny to win the evening, with Lucky in a close P2. And for those of you guys that just because there was a little bit of a delay on Fighting's mic there, Eddie Molam has been bumped up because Butch couldn't attend the informals tonight. So Eddie Molam is lucky to be here, in all honesty, because he did come 11th in the shootout stages. But I'm very excited. Like, I honestly can't wait for this, and I'm gonna say it now, I'm gonna be a biased commentator towards my current league racing teammate, which is Jonny, for those of you guys that don't know. But yeah, Fighting, I think tonight, besides the fact that it's going to be close and it's going to be intense racing, I think it's going to be a lot of fun as well. We do this informal mainly for fun reasons, and I think tonight's just going to be very special.
Oh, definitely, man, definitely. And the thing is, I'm just excited to see some close, hard racing. If it's not clean, all the better.
Yeah, well, if somebody does a Verstappen of real life, we're going to have some interesting conversations in the informal chat after this. But yeah, as you guys have seen, the countdown has started. It is time to get into this. We are literally, there we go, Jonny just readied up. And now let's get straight into the action. Who have you got for pole for Australia, Johan?
Lucky.
You're going with pole
for...
Yeah, I actually we can't throw away Babatunde and Eddie Molam. I know Baba is actually very good around here. So for round 1, I'm going with Baba for pole. The 5-lapper though, I'm sticking with my team, man. I'm sticking with Jonny. I don't think anybody is clean sweeping this, because all of these drivers have got their strong tracks on the calendar tonight, as well as their weak tracks. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting.
Yes.
Let's get straight into it, guys. We're jumping straight into qualifying. Obviously, one-shot qualifying. Let's get straight into it. Currently, Johnny... Oh!
Through turn 1, Johnny.
Yo!
Oh!
What a catch, though. What a catch. Yo,
this is insane.
And currently, Eddie Molam is the leader.
This is so for anyone's game. This is so for anyone's game. Lucky back into P1.
Oh, man.
Lucky with the fastest sector 1.
Yes, and I have to...
And back down to P4.
Yeah, so Babatunde invalidated as well as Lucky now, so it's between Eddie and Johnny. Pole position up for grabs. Who's it going to be? Eddie or Johnny? Going into the end of sector 2 through the fast S. Johnny with a beautiful line to there. Oh, he runs wide!
Johnny goes very wide.
But
Eddie might run away with the ball.
He might, but Johnny must just finish his lap because that's still P2. Finish the lap, Johnny. Finish the lap, even with the mistake. Finish the lap.
Oh, this is getting insanely close. Oh man. With a little bit of a slide through the corner, but it down the straight and Eddie Molam takes 4. What?
So, yeah, what a lap from Eddie, actually. I think Johnny threw that one away a bit with his mistake, but still, there's 4 races after this, and we haven't even gotten to the first set of 5 red lights, and there's already been a bit of drama. But Eddie Molam takes pole position for Australia with Johnny P2
by 1.1 second gap.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming from this man. No,
congrats. No, Eddie and Bubba are definitely in the conversation tonight. You cannot throw them away. It's going to be close. These 4 drivers, it depends on track, but usually these 4 drivers are relatively close to each other, even on Thursdays. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. And Matrix is in the chat saying, "My boy Eddie." Oh, okay. We're going to the 5 red lights.
All right, here we go.
And we are off for the Australia.
Out.
There we go. All right, let's get the telemetry on. All that done.
All the way into... we go
Johnny with the...
Who's going to lead through turn 1?
Ooh! Eddie's off track, but Johnny with...
Molam already off.
Oh, there's Eddie spins in the background, but Johnny with an absolutely tantalizing start, followed by Lucky and P2, Bubba P3. That is heartbreaking for Eddie Molam after that spectacular quali performance. But let's keep an eye on the leaders. Fighting, the floor is yours.
Oh man, honestly, any one of these 3 can run away with the race now. It's so close. 3 tenths between these top 3. Anything can happen where any mistake and Mr. Molam can come back. It all comes down right into this aces right here in sector 3. There's a screen going sector 3.
Yo, and also remember, everybody, DRS gets activated on lap 2, but we've got Lucky going for a move on Johnny. He backs out of it a bit, but he has to go over the sausage curb. That'll definitely be a warning towards Lucky there, as he definitely corner cut there. But Johnny so far will end the first lap in the lead unless he makes a mistake in the final corner. Let's run with Lucky as we go through the final corner. Beautiful exit from Johnny as Bubba has a little bit of a tap on the wall there. But here we go down the main straight. Johnny 25.5 for the first lap, and DRS has now been enabled. Oh, this is getting juicy already, and we've got 4 more races after this as well. Fighting, I'm looking forward to this.
Anticipation is in the air for the playoffs tonight. It's anyone's game up until the very last lap for tonight. It's anyone's game. So far, Johnny is running away with it. Half a second between himself and Lucky, but Lucky with the DRS now go through all the way through almost the end of sector 3. Yeah, honestly, it's anyone's game right now. And just stay through. He managed to stay ahead, but will Lucky come ahead right now?
Johnny did not have a great exit coming out of the S's. Johnny defends the inside, but Lucky decides actually to stay behind him, and Johnny closes the door. Oh, okay, but now these top 3 are... Oh my word, Lucky goes round! Lucky goes round! It is now definitely... Unless Jonny and Bubba battle...
He's still out there.
Yeah, he's still out there. Oh, Jonny makes a mistake through the final corner!
Oh my goodness. This is... Oh
and
my... Mr. Babatunde with a 119.3 with the fastest lap.
Bubba was Jonny and Lucky just gave the lead to Babatunde, but also we have to think, I think sitting in the DRS going on to the final lap is a little bit more advantageous than being the leader unless you can run away. But Babatunde is flying. It's already 6/10. Jonny needs to be careful not to lose DRS here, and also but Jonny is in the hardest position here with needing to look behind him for Lucky and also focus ahead on Babatunde. Lucky made a tiny mistake through the previous chicane. Jonny has got the DRS. Does Lucky also still have DRS, or is his rear wing closed? It's open. It's open. It's going to be good.
He still has the DRS. He still has the DRS, but will he manage to keep it going into the penultimate corner? So far, Mr. Jonny, he's up there. He's up there, but just barely in the DRS range. And Lucky actually manages to keep the distance quite well. This is honestly anyone's race.
Bubba makes a mistake. Bubba makes a mistake into the final corner. Jonny with DRS. That is the lead, definitely for Jonny. He had a beautiful exit there, but he also had to take avoiding action. It's a drag race down to turn 1. Jonny on the inside, Bubba on the outside. Jonny, that's a bit sketchy. Lucky runs into the back of Jonny, as Jonny had to take avoiding action there as well. And Babatunde is still your leader.
And he needs to harvest some energy. He has to harvest some energy for his battery as well. He didn't have any power running through that straight as well.
Yo, man, I've also got the penalty interval up, so if somebody gets a penalty, I'll be the first to know about it. But that is bad luck for Jonny, but there's still a lap and a half to go. But this is going to get insane. I mean, Babatunde, I have to say, even with the final corner mistake, that was beautiful defending from Babatunde there.
Yeah, and here goes Jonny for the move on Lucky. Will he make it stick going in? Oh no, he doesn't make it stick, but it's so close.
I think
it all comes down to the final lap.
No. I think that was smart from Jonny. I think the door would have been closed on him there. So rather finish tonight than not finishing. I still feel for Eddie Molam though. He had such a phenomenal qualifying to have the first corner end the way it did. But there's still 4 rounds to go. Eddie Molam is not out of this.
Not by a long shot. There's still 4 more races to go after this. And speaking of, this is the final lap. It will come down to these 3 gentlemen right here who will take home the win here after the Australian Grand Prix. And Mr. Babatunde actually has to harvest some energy down the straight here.
Lucky got close there, and he did have a better run through the first 2 corners, but Jonny is right underneath the gearbox of Lucky. These 3 are smelling each other's gearbox oil, and it's getting very close. Are we seeing a setup for a 3-wide moment heading into the fast S?
Oh, there you go, Jonny's winning out. Jonny's spinning up.
Oh no. Oh, Jonny, he's out of it. But let's look at Lucky and Babatunde. Lucky's got DRS. He gets into the lead around the outside of the long sweeping left-hander, heading into the S section. Oh, what a move from Lucky around the outside.
Beautiful move. Beautiful move by Mr. Lucky there. Making it stick on the outside. This is beautiful racing, but now it comes down to the front straight, who will have the power going through to the finishing line. It's anyone's race.
What a move from Lucky. That is definitely in contention for move of the night. Around the outside, heading into the S. Beautiful racing there. And Lucky is going to come across the line as your first round winner of the playoffs. 25 points in the bag. Babatunde second. Jonny will come home in P3, which I'm sure he's going to be disappointed about because he was in the fight for the lead there. And Eddie Molam just playing around, doing some drifts for us. Anybody, cue the Tokyo Drift song. Please don't. I don't want to get a copyright strike. But in any case, Eddie Molam, there's still 4 rounds to go, but Lucky is your current leader, and Eddie Molam decides he's going to do a pit lane finish. Yeah, he's doing a Schumacher pit lane finish. Oh my word, that was intense fighting. Like, I'm already out of breath and we've still got 4 races to go.
Oh man, this is just the beginning of a very, very long and intense night.
Oh my word, man, but what a race. What a race.
Yeah, man. I'm so excited for GETTR that's up next. Man, GETTR is a freaking fast-paced race. It is up there, man. And with these guys, I think Lucky is definitely going to run away with GETTR as well. He shows the pace on GETTR. But anyone can still take this, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
No, I'm also here for it. Absolutely, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't throw Jonny away around GETTR. He can say what he wants about himself when it comes to GETTR. But remember, with the informals last season, Jonny won GETTR. So
He did.
Lucky is the favorite definitely, but it's not a clean sweep by any means. He's gonna have to work for it, most definitely. But also, GETTR is one of those tracks that if you stay within the slipstream, it's very easy to stick with a driver that's a little bit faster than you if they are in front. Just stick in the slipstream and you'll manage to stay with them. So also, guys, thank you for the stream, thank you for the 5 viewers, and Matrix, thank you for your comments. Guys, get active in the comments. Let's have a little bit of a conversation. But Fighting, I'm going to put it over to you. Of that first race, who is your driver of that race? We're not going to call it driver of the day. We'll do that at the end of the stream. But your driver for Australia, who was it?
Definitely Mr. Lucky. I mean, coming up from dead last all the way to take the win, it's nothing to sound throwaway. Lucky definitely takes my driver of that race.
No, okay. For me, honestly, I'm going to give it to Babatunde. Even though Lucky had a phenomenal move around the outside, Babatunde's defending for me in that race was spectacular. Especially here, the way he defended against not just Jonny, but Lucky as well, going on to lap 4 with his mistake coming out of the final corner. That, to me, was absolutely phenomenal. So, yeah, it is a round of applause for all 4 drivers there, honestly. Eddie Molam had it in qualifying, and the other 3 were just incredible in the race. But guys, we're going to jump to GETTR again. It's going to be quick. We're going to basically just get it going with quali. So be ready. And Fighting, who do you have for pole?
For pole, honestly, I think it's between Jonny and Lucky. It's between those two.
You have to pick one. You can't pick all of them. You have to pick one.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Jonny for plan. I'm gonna go with Jonny.
Okay, so we are on the same page. I'm also picking Jonny for pole position. Let's see what happens as we head down the main straight into T1. So at the moment, it is Babatunde who was leading, but Jonny goes into the lead through turn 1. It's between him and Lucky, swapping places. We're going to go on board here with Lucky quickly to check him out as he's going along. And currently, Lucky does have a slight bit more battery than Jonny, and battery harvesting around this quali lap is actually more important than on other tracks. So the person who can have the most battery come the end of the lap will have a massive advantage. So it's going to be close, but currently Jonny has purple for sector 1. Let's see if he can keep it going. Fighting, over to you for the rest of the lap.
Jonny is showing extraordinary pace here on GETTR. I get between him and Lucky, but it is not close. I can guarantee you Jonny is running away with this one. And I can guarantee you he's going to set up a faster sector 2. Yes, he does. Now, going through 7th gear all the way through these corners here, down to 6th gear, pushing it through to the penultimate corner. Beautiful line going through there. That's very easy place to invalidate. That's very easy to invalidate there, but Jonny kept his head down, showing extraordinary pace here in GETTR. Easy for Jonny here.
What a lap! What a lap from Jonny there!
From Jonny.
That was an insane lap from Jonny. I think Lucky did get P2 and Babatunde got P3, but it was also close between Baba and Eddie Molam. But oh, actually Eddie must have made a mistake, because the last time I checked them, they were neck and neck. But Jonny takes pole position from Lucky in P2, Babatunde in P3, and Eddie Molam in P4. Goodness gracious me, I quickly want to check out the sector times, because that was honestly insane. Sector 2, 27.9 and 24.5. Oh, damn it, the guy's finished. I wanted to compare it to Jonny's sector times. But still, awesome qualifying from Jonny there. I mean, that was a surprise, because honestly, I think you also had Lucky in the back of your head as a bit of a dark horse there.
I had him, but he finished, well, he qualified P2, which is not far off, but still can come down to the wire as we head to 5 red lights, and it's lights out and away we go. Mr. Jonny getting a beautiful start there, keeping ahead of Lucky going into turn 1. Lucky starts in behind him, and Eddie Modem takes the move stick on Babatun there. Jonny's getting turn 3. Oh man, what a start for Jonny there.
No, that was a beautiful start from Jonny. He defended beautifully from Lucky there, and they've already broken a second to P3 and P4. I think, oh, Jonny with, I'm Lucky there, sorry, going a bit wide as well as Babatunde there. So we're going to have 2 separate battles here right now. It's Jonny and versus Lucky. Oh, Eddie Molem is round.
There goes Emil. Emil is off track.
Oh man, okay. So I think that's Babatunde safely secured for P3. Can he make any run-ins on the 2 in front? And honestly, fighting, I think it's very apparent that you don't want to be leading going onto the final lap, because that main straight is so long and the DRS is so powerful around Qatar. If you don't exceed that second to break DRS, you're in trouble going onto the final lap.
That's very true, but also the start-finish line was moved very closer to the final corner as well. Usually the start-finish line was very close to turn 1, but if you look at the track map there, it's very, very close to the final corner there. So it can still be anyone's race going into the final corner, but this is still a long race ahead with 4 more laps. Jonny leading by half a second to Mr. Lucky and Mr. Babatunde by 4 seconds. This is definitely going to be a fight for P1 between Lucky and Jonny.
No, agreed. And Jonny has pulled the gap to 7/10. If he can exceed that 1 second and not make any mistakes on this lap, he can secure this win comfortably. But it's not going to be the easiest against Lucky. Lucky is very fast in the final sector. I saw on the first lap that he is a little bit more consistent through sector 3 than Jonny. Oh, and Jonny goes wide. Jonny goes wide through that hairpin corner and loses 4 to actually, yeah, it was 4/10 because he was on 0.9 of a second there. So that could have cost Jonny dearly. That is going to give us a lot more interest for the rest of this race. But let's see if Jonny can defend going into turn 1 for this lap with us only having 1 DRS zone. Honestly, the person at the end of lap 4 in the lead is the one under the biggest threat to lose this. But currently Jonny is doing a fantastic job. Correct, Johan?
He's doing a fantastic job. Keeping the lead from Lucky there. He's doing a fantastic job. But now Jonny harvested battery going on straight. He's deploying that battery. Lucky with the fastest lap as well, with his DRS open, going into turn 1. Jonny going for the inside line, and he manages to defend brilliantly against Lucky. Lucky had a bit of a look there into turn 1, but decided to back out of it, which was a very wise move. Jonny still leading into lap 3.
Yeah, well, currently Jonny does have the battery advantage. He harvested more energy than Lucky on the previous lap. So I think Jonny is playing the battery game here, trying to make sure that he's got enough battery to defend, especially coming to that straight for the penultimate time. Like you said, the start finish line was moved closer to the last corner. So it's just from going from lap 4 onto lap 5. If you can defend that, then you are relatively secured to finish the race in the lead. So it's very interesting here. Babatunde in a world of his own in P3 and Eddie Molem in a world of his own in P4. But these two in front are giving us a show and a half. Jonny currently sitting on 70% battery. And, oh wow, Lucky actually harvested a lot that lap. He's using the slipstream effect very well here. Ooh, as Jonny runs a bit wide there. That might be a track limits warning going through the fast right-handers. And, oh, that's both of them actually wide there. We need to keep an eye out on the penalties here. Penalties always play a big part here in Qatar. Will the number 69 car of Lucky...
Lucky's super close.
Yeah, he's super close.
Lucky very closer than he was. He's much closer than he was the previous lap. He's definitely going to make the move stick here going into lap 4. Keep the inside line. Doesn't make the move stick. Oh, he pushes Lucky.
Oh, switchback. Beautiful switchback.
Going into turn 2. Jonny still manages to keep the lead. This is brilliant racing from Jonny and Lucky. This is what champions are made of. This is racing.
No, man, that defensive job from Jonny was absolutely spectacular, as he has a bit of a tank slapper coming out of turn, 3, 4, coming out of turn 5. Sorry, I still don't know the corner numbers of GETTR. I love this track, but I don't know the corner numbers. But the only disadvantage that Jonny has right now is he has to use his battery to stay ahead of Lucky, and it's now that crucial lap 4 going on to 5 on the main straight. If Jonny can defend once more, I think he's got this in the bag, because sector 1 they're equal, sector 2 Jonny is a bit faster, and sector 3 it's Lucky. So they are basically a dead heat going through all 3 sectors if you calculate it. And Jonny playing with track limits here, he is leaving nothing on the table, and Lucky following close by is also leaving nothing.
Lucky is much closer. Lucky is so close to Jonny. If Jonny manages to keep the lead here in turn 1, might run away with this. They are both running. Jonny deploying that ERS. They're both out of battery. Lucky with the DRS open going to turn 1. Oh, he takes the lead from Jonny.
What is it with Lucky tonight and the moves around the outside? Brilliance there from Lucky69. Oh my word, beautiful move. And Jonny, it seems like he's struggling with tire temps as the rear end is starting to misbehave on that car. But that was perfectly timed by Lucky. But also still a brilliant defensive job there from Jonny. But unfortunately, exactly what I said. Going on to lap 5, if you don't have a nice buffer, it is almost impossible to defend into turn 1. But again, beautiful racing from both of them. And I mean, fighting while we're busy watching the second and third sector. Who is your driver of GETTR?
Jonny, his defense game was on point, but we can't take away his patience. He waited patiently for his going to turn 1, and he knew going into the last lap, if he didn't make that move stick going into turn 1, he knew this was Jonny's race to take. So brilliant racing from Lucky, brilliant racing from Jonny as well. But we have only one winner, and it's Mr. Lucky 69.
Yeah, well, Jonny still tried. He exceeded that penultimate corner so much, trying to carry some speed. Babatunde gets a penalty on the last corner, but it's not going to mean for anything. I actually am going to go with Lucky as driver of GETTR. He timed it perfectly. He made sure he stayed within DRS, even with a few mistakes in between. Lucky played this beautifully. So congratulations to Lucky. We're going to have a points update in the server menu, guys, so be patient. We'll be with that in a second. But congrats, Lucky. But still solid points for Jonny. It's an improvement from Australia, P3 to P2, and it is still anyone's game heading into round 3. Oh wow, what a race. A little less hectic than Australia, I will admit, but still beautiful racing from Jonny and Lucky there. That was incredible racing.
That was incredible racing. But I think after GETTR, Lucky will be in the lead with 51 points, followed by Babatunde, followed by Jonny, followed by Mr. Eddie Merlin. We'll see when we get to the lobby screen, but I think that is the case right here.
Yeah, I actually want to. Actually, Babatunde got the fastest lap. He steals the fastest lap away from Lucky there. So well done to Babatunde for a 24.5 of fastest lap. So and I mean, in a game like this where there's only 4 drivers, every point counts, and Babatunde is still in this fight with that P2 in Australia. So it's going to be very close, but it's definitely going to be Lucky that's leading, as he won both races. But I'm curious to see between P2 and P3 with Jonny and Babatunde, who's going to be that P2 holder. And again, guys, on the stream, thank you so much for all the viewers. 7 viewers. If we can get it to 10, that would be amazing. And don't forget to drop a like down below. It helps me in the algorithm more than you can believe. So thank you very much. You're fighting. I mean, these 4 guys are honestly leaving me speechless.
Yeah, so far Mr. Babatunde is the fastest driver of the night, taking away 2 fastest lap points from Australia and GETTR. But still Lucky with both the race wins. Lucky, Babatunde and Mr. both sharing P2 and P3s. Mr. Eddie Merlin a bit unfortunate with P4 finishes, but there's still 3 races left. Anything can end, and he actually the one who chose the Miami Grand Prix for this one. And Miami is not a very easy track to drive.
Oh no,
So,
this is one of the tougher tracks. So this one is going to be a race of who can make the least mistakes, because Miami really challenges a driver, especially with the low grip surface. But 2 points between Babatunde and Jonny. I mean, and if Lucky has a mess up and he gets a P4, but for a mistake, Jonny and Babatunde are back with him in front. So this is not a done deal by any stretch of the imagination. I just know I myself absolutely hate this track. I don't know about you fighting, but I think this is one of the worst tracks that we have in Formula 1 currently.
I do not tolerate this track, to put it mildly.
Okay, that's understandable. Let's get all the information on.
So far, Mr. Babatunde has the lowest downforce setup. He has the speed on his butts. Instant going into the corners. Jonny leading, actually going through turn 3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken. Jonny so far the fastest going to Mr. Babatunde, not perfect, but Mr. Babatunde and Lucky 16 switching play, and Lucky goes first place. Jonny made a mistake somewhere in section 1, I forget, but long left-hander.
Yeah, Jonny, keep your head down, bud. It's still a long lap to go. But who have you got for pole fighting? I'm going with Babatunde.
I'm actually going for Lucky again. But so far Lucky is showing the pace. Now it's just who can carry the most amount of speed through this slow section here. Mr. Bonnet and George switching places there. Jonny had the pace going through the bridge section. Mr. Eddie Mullen retired. I think he crashed out. But Lucky, yeah, he's showing the pace. He might take pole, but it's still between Babatunde and Jonny de Villiers for P2. Going through the penultimate corner, going through the final corner now. Who is going to take P2?
Oh, that's Lucky on pole, but I think Babatunde nipped Jonny on the line, to be honest. Yep, Jonny is P3. That is Babatunde in P2, and Lucky starts on pole position. Well done to Lucky. He's really making a name for himself here. I think if he wins this one, it's going to be a battle for P2 between Babatunde and Jonny for the rest of the evening. But I mean, brilliant racing from all of them. What's the difference in the times? I don't know why I'm going to race director. Look how close Babatunde and Jonny.
100th.
Yo.
100th of a second difference between those two.
Yes, so man, what a qualifying there. I think if Jonny didn't make the mistake going into that sweeping left-hander, it would have been a lot closer between him and Lucky as well. But this is getting intense.
Going through that sweeping left-hander. Jonny lost a lot of. But there's 5 laps to go, and it's lights out and away we go. Lucky with a phenomenal start, and he takes the lead he keeps the lead going through turn 1. Jonny keeping P2, and Eddie Mullen make the move stick on Mr. Babatunde. Mr. Babatunde down into last place. Lucky with a 7-8 lead to Jonny. This is Lucky's to lose.
No, most definitely. Jonny actually had Jonny is nailing his starts tonight, and it's giving him an advantage early, in the first few laps of the race. If Jonny can stay within a second here, it's again going to be between him and Lucky. And with Eddie Molam splitting him and Babatunde, that will mean Jonny will take P2 in the standings after this race, if it stays like it is now. But there's a big difference between lap 1 and lap 5 in any form of motor racing. I mean, Jonny is really pushing here, and he actually closes up a lot in the slow speed section here. It was 9/10, it's down to 7/10. It might even be a bit lower as they come out of it. It's 8/10. So it's actually Lucky and Jonny are very similarly matched through that bridge section here at Miami. But Jonny, just stay within 1 second, and then you will have the privilege of DRS, and with 3 DRS zones here at Miami, it is very overpowering if you manage to stay within
Mr.
DRS.
Babatunde going for a move on Mr. Eddie Mullen. He makes the move stick going into the penultimate. It's side passing with Mr. Eddie Mullen and Mr. Babatunde. Oh, and this is brilliant racing. Mr. Babatunde manages to snatch P3 from Eddie Molam.
No, that was a beautiful move from Babatunde heading into the final corner, but he needs to be careful because he doesn't have too much battery left, and there was a massive slide from Babatunde going through that third corner.
Oh, Johnny had a massive slide before the sweeping left-hander there. He lost the... Wait, he might still have the DRS at one... Yeah, he has the DRS over Lucky.
Yo,
Johnny can be lucky.
Yeah. Johnny is lucky that Lucky also made a mistake. Oh boy, Johnny Johnny with DRS, he's going to close up a bit now, which is going to help him a lot. He just needs to keep within that 1 second going through the slow section. No mistakes is the only thing that'll win. That's going to keep him in the fight for the win here. But Johnny and Lucky running away from Babatunde and Eddie Molam at this stage. So again, we're looking at these two silver cars fighting for the win. Oh, and wow, what a run there from Lucky. He actually goes out of a second, and that is Johnny without DRS. Oh my word, what did Lucky do through that section? Oh my goodness me, what a phenomenal section there.
He had a beautiful run through the bridge sector there, or bridge section there, and he actually fastest suits on there as well. A brilliant run from Lucky. They're setting the fastest lap for 1:29.815 as well.
Yo, beautiful there from Lucky. It's now Johnny's job to try and catch up to Lucky and make sure that he gets closer to him. But Lucky is he's moving here around Miami. But even with Johnny P2 and Babatunde P3, at this stage Johnny will take P2 in the standings with 2 rounds to go, which is Spa next, and then last we're going to end off at Interlagos in Brazil. It's going to be a good one. But Lucky again, fastest first sector. He is flying. But Johnny again, he's under a second and he's got DRS. Will Lucky again pull a 3/10 gap going through the slow section? Johnny just absolutely hugging the outside wall there, trying to stay within the slipstream of Lucky. Johnny he's not, there's no lack of trying. I can tell you guys that. A little bit of a tap on the inside wall there. But let's jump on board here with Lucky as I give over to FightingSwing.
Lucky has the pace going through sector 2. He always the DRS on Johnny there, but Johnny just barely out of the DRS. But Johnny shows the pace going through sector 1. Johnny only barely a second behind. Oh, Johnny actually deploying his battery there to close the gap. Get some DRS on the main straight. Will he make the move stick going into turn 1?
I don't think he's close enough. Fastest lap. Johnny is pushing.
Johnny actually stealing the fastest lap. And we have blue flags going off in sector 3. Mr. Elimiller made a mistake. He's now 9 seconds behind Mr. Babatunde. Babatunde sitting securely in P3. But Johnny, he is really quite too lucky.
Oh, Johnny with a beautiful run here. Johnny is close.
Mr. Babatunde unfortunately got disconnected from the session. He has left the session.
Oh, that is heartbreak for Babatunde, but hopefully he can rejoin before this race is done and still stay ahead of Eddie Molam. But Johnny 4/10 away from Lucky. He just needs to have a good run through this next section, and that'll put him closer to Lucky. But you can already start to see fighting that these guys are struggling with their tires, as the soft tires here around Miami always struggle so much.
Johnny having a little of a slide. Oh, but he recovers well. Has the DRS here on the back straight.
Oh, and Lucky is out of battery. Lucky only on 13% battery. Johnny on 57%. This is not over as we're going to go on to the final lap now. Lucky needs to be very wary of Johnny coming from behind, because Johnny... Yeah, I can see Babatunde managed to rejoin. That's good news for Babatunde. But let's see, heading on to the final lap. Lucky 11% battery. Johnny in the 50s. Who is going to take this as we go on to the final lap? Johnny, no lack of trying. Lucky just being pacey around here, but he has got a lack of battery. Fighting, you can take the pleasantries of the final lap.
Johnny pushing as hard as physically can with tires that are screaming out. He closes the gap. He's only 3/10 behind Lucky through. He puts faster sector 1. Oh, he might just take it from Lucky here. Lucky is out of battery. Jonny opening DRS. Will he make the move stick? Going into... Oh, no, he's too far back.
He actually backed off. He backed off. I think he's waiting to blast all his battery on that back straight, heading into the final corner. As Lucky is still struggling with rear end snaps, even through the slow section. All Jonny needs to do is have a good exit here, and he's got over 75% battery, and it is now time to use every single drop of it. As Lucky's only got 20% battery left. Into the final corner. It's going to come down to the wire here. Jonny around the outside of Lucky.
He makes it stick. He makes it stick.
Oh, what a move!
He takes the lead. What a move from Jonny. He's out of battery, but Lucky actually has the race now here. And, beautiful. Beautiful racing.
Less than a 10. Less than a 10.
800 of a second difference between Lucky and Jonny. This is first race Lucky has not won. Jonny is making a statement here to taking the fourth lap and win from, I think, P3, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and honestly, Jonny needs to say more that he's not good with tracks, because every time he says that, he does things like this. He said the same with Informals last season when he won GETTR. No, I'm terrible. I'm useless at GETTR. And he goes out and wins GETTR. He told me tonight that Miami is the one track that he is not looking forward to because he's very slow around there. And look what he just did. Final lap. Final corner, well, penultimate corner technically. Jonny takes the rubber dub. Beautiful there. Jonny gets my driver of Miami. Who is it for you, Fighting?
Definitely Jonny as well. Taking the fastest lap, taking the win all the way from. This is racing.
And Jonny has inserted him now into the fight with Lucky. Because now that he's won and Lucky's on 2 wins, we've got 2 rounds left. If Jonny wins another one, he is nipping at the heels of Lucky. It's still going to come down to the wire.
I can only imagine the disappointment on Lucky's face right now for losing out that fastest lap point.
Yo, man, but Jonny played a blinder there in Miami. Well done to Jonny. That is a well-deserved driver of GETTR. As both of us commentators have just been like, yeah, that's the performance that we've actually been expecting from Jonny. Because fighting just like you last season alongside me, Jonny has been picking up pace race week after race week, and he's really starting to become a front runner in the midfield.
He's definitely showing extraordinary pace. I can only imagine Lucky must be disappointed for not matching the amount of points as his driver number. He's just 1 point short, and Jonny snatched that fastest lap point from Mr. Lucky. I can only imagine the disappointment on Lucky's face right now.
No, it's and honestly, it's not a big gap. I mean, Babatunde is still here. He's still there. It's only 9 points between him and Jonny, so it's still up for grabs. But that bonus point that Jonny just got, I think, is going to play a role come the end of the night. But yeah, we've got 2 races left, guys. The penultimate one at a fan favorite track, Spa-Francorchamps. Fighting, who've you got for pole?
I'm actually going for quite of a controversial one. I'm actually gonna go with Babatunde.
You're going for Babatunde?
He's the only one who hasn't gotten pole. Yeah, he's the only one who hasn't gotten pole yet. Mr. Eddie Moan pole in Australia. Jonny got pole in Qatar. Lucky got pole in Miami. So I'm actually thinking Mr. Babatunde might say actually this qualifying lap here.
No, it's very possible. I'm going with my guy. I'm going with Jonny. He's actually very fast around Spa. It's one of the tracks where he's actually a lot closer to me than usual. So I'm going with Jonny here for qualifying. He does run a higher downforce setup that I know of, but I think the second sector is going to prove that where Jonny's strengths are, as he is in the lead right now according to the timing chart. And a beautiful run into this section from Jonny. Beautiful line through the downhill hairpin into No Name. Beautiful beautiful through there. Stay away from the gravel. That's a run and a half there from Jonny as we head towards my favorite corner on the F1 calendar. We go into Puan, and Jonny, he goes a slight bit wide. He doesn't invalidate, but that was not the optimal run through there, and that gets Lucky right back in the game as Jonny had a decent lead there. Heading into sector 2, and Lucky has a moment going through the chicane there. I don't know how he saved that. That was great driving there from Lucky. Babatunde also not far behind. He's right on the heels of Lucky, so it's still anyone's game. It's going to come down to the bus stop chicane between these three drivers. Babatunde actually overtakes Lucky on the timing chart, and this is now where the low drag setup.
And Jonny as well.
Yeah, Babatunde's low downforce setup is coming in clutch right now. Can Jonny beat him on the brakes heading into the bus stop? On the brakes, Jonny is still in the lead through the bus stop. Who's going to get the better exit? Will it be Jonny? Will it be Lucky? Will it be Babatunde? DRS open to the line. Jonny takes pole position by 0.2 of a second. And there's barely any difference between Babatunde and Lucky. For P2, it's a few 1,000ths of a second between Lucky and Babatunde. What a quali session.
This is close, man.
11 1,000ths
between 11 of a second. Unfortunately, Eddie 3.3 seconds behind. But yeah, man.
There must have been a mistake from. Yeah, there must have been a mistake from Eddie there. But honestly, that was that last sector. I honestly had no idea who was going to clutch that, because Lucky, he wasn't far behind. His mistake didn't cost him anything, to be honest. He was still there.
Anyone's game going through the final corner. It was anyone's game going through the bus stop chicane there. But now, all four just lining up on the grid. As we head to 5 grid lights. And it's lights out and away we go. Jonny with a fantastic pull off there, and Mr. Luck overtaking Babatunde, going through the first corner. Lucky having a little bit of a slide as he puts the foot down. Jonny 14 ahead, going through Eau Rouge and Radion right now. Jonny with a beautiful run through Eau Rouge and Radion. Beautiful start to the race for Jonny.
No, but here comes Lucky. He's not letting this go. Jonny goes to the inside to defend, but Babatunde is there as well as he's looking at Lucky there, but Lucky decides to go to the outside of Jonny, but beautiful defense there from Jonny there. I'm suspecting a 3-wide moment between these three before the end of the night fighting, because especially at the start of races, they are so close together, and Babatunde, he's starting to get closer to them as the races have progressed, and I think heading to Interlaken, we're gonna have a banger. It might even be here at Spa, but I mean, these three are absolutely pushing to their absolute limits right now.
And they're putting on a show for us racing lovers here tonight. Jonny managed to keep the lead from Lucky. Lucky is poking his thing, saying, I'm here to say about me. And Jonny, he knows he's there. Jonny setting up the fastest sector 2 time there, but now it's a drag race all the way to the bus stop chicane. It's all a matter of who takes the bus stop chicane the best, who's going for a dive. Lucky, he has a little bit of science there. Jonny going up, beautiful run through the bus stop chicane, has a little bit of a better exit than Mr. Lucky there. Anyone's race.
Jonny is an animal at slow speed exits. I don't know what it is, but there's some tracks where honestly he beats me on slow speed exits. He's really good at slow speed exits. But now with DRS activated, it might be a little bit null and void for Jonny to defend this. If I was in his position, I would let Lucky pass and then just stick in the slipstream till we head on to the final lap of the race. But there we go.
Jonny is actually saving his battery.
Yeah.
His battery so he can have another look at Lucky another time. Lucky taking the lead there. Jonny actually playing a very strategic game there. As he goes wide.
Okay, he's still within a second, but that will affect him a bit as the tires on the left side of his car will be dirty for a few corners. But that is not the end of the world. Just the thing is, fighting, we've seen it, it's been a theme tonight. Your consistency is either what's winning you a race or what's costing you a race. And Jonny must be careful not to overdrive the car right now. He just needs to keep his head down and stick behind Lucky, steal the DRS, save your battery, and on that last lap make sure that you are just close enough to make a move as you come out of Eau Rouge and Radion.
Now, Lucky slowly pulling away from Jonny, and Mr. Babatunde closing the gap between him as well. This is still anyone's race to take home. Jonny slowly catch to Mr. Lucky. He's saving battery as well. He's having a little bit of energy to deploy on camera shots, I believe, which is actually a very smart idea. Actually has DRS on the main straight as well. Has a little bit of a slide going through there, and Mr. Babatunde going for a move.
Yeah, that was a mistake from Jonny there. That was a mistake from Jonny there. Oh no. Okay, oh my word. Okay, Jonny, keep calm.
It's a little bit of contact.
Yeah, luckily nothing too hectic. I don't think any of the two drivers will have damage from that little tap. But Jonny has to make this move on Babatunde now if he wants to have any chance to actually try and catch Lucky. Because a lap here around Spa, yes, it's easy to follow. But if you're stuck behind someone in that middle sector, it can cost you a lot. Jonny with DRS, Babatunde with no DRS. A little bit of slipstream help from Lucky, but to no means ends. And Jonny gets back up into P2 and now needs to catch a half a second to get back within DRS of Lucky, and Jonny now needs to use the high downforce setup on his car to pull back the time on Lucky here as we head through the middle sector, especially the corner coming up now. Puon is going to be extremely important for Jonny to pull time out on Lucky as it's up to 0.7 of a second, and Jonny is under pressure from Babatunde behind as he has a little bit of a track limits extension there, but nothing to break the brain about. But Lucky is showing some incredible pace here as Eddie Molam gets a 2-second penalty there for multiple track extensions. But for fighting, I'm honestly impressed with Lucky tonight.
Yeah, he's showing extraordinary. Jonny actually fast sector 2 times. Like Jonny only needs to pick up 2 cents to be back into DRS, and Mr. Babatunde almost out of DRS as well. This race can still go any which way. It's saying who will win this race.
Yeah, Jonny pulled half a second in the final 2 sectors on Lucky there. This race is far from over as Jonny is pushing and he's almost outside of a second to Babatunde. I just think that low downforce setup is giving Babatunde so much time in the first and final sectors. But Jonny is really he's trying to do another Miami, but he needs to save battery in the middle sector now because he's only on 20%, and I don't know where Lucky's standing. He's on 20% as well, so they're on equal footing right now. But Jonny is it's under a second. It's under a second fighting. This is not over.
It's far from over. 1.5 laps to go around the circuit of Spa-Francorchamps. Babatunde is struggling to stay within the DRS range of Jonny, and Jonny struggling to stay Lucky. He's keeping it close. It's nonsense, but anyone can still take the race win here tonight. My money is on Lucky. Jonny has a little bit of slide, managed to keep it on the track.
He actually recovered that slide well, and
to save up his DRS.
Yeah, Jonny actually
he save his DRS, he can make it.
Yeah, he actually managed to use that slide as an advantage heading into the next part of the chicane. He had a nice slingshot coming out of there, and it pulled him back the time that he lost. So optimizing the corner very well there, and it's under a second. It's under a second fighting. This is going to come down to the wire. Fighting. I just want to mention, as soon as this race ends, we just need to end the party and restart it because you're breaking up a lot on my side. Just as I mentioned before we go into the final race, but let's finish this one first. Jonny 9/10 behind Lucky. Can he get... Oh, Lucky had a bit of a mistake there coming out of turn 1. Jonny as well. Actually, both of them made a mistake as Eddie Molam has some sort of issue going through the bus stop. But Jonny is under more pressure from Babatunde than he is by attacking Lucky. Babatunde might pull a blinder here. He might play the dark horse role as Jonny does not have DRS. Babatunde does, and he goes around the outside of Jonny. Oh my word, Babatunde playing the dark horse here, and he's actually catching Lucky as well. Babatunde has come into his stride, and he's the one with the most battery right now between the top three drivers. Babatunde might just win this. 4/10. 4/10 of a second fighting. Where did Babatunde get this from?
He just suddenly woke up and he chose violence. he arrived. He arrived and he gets him to saying, I am going to the finals.
Oh wow, Babatunde throwing a spanner in the works here as we're going towards Blanchimont for the final time. Just 2 corners and then it's Blanchimont left and then the bus stop. It's gonna be crazy between these top 3. But Babatunde, remember, it's a low downforce setup and he is gonna use all the battery that he has left at his disposal. 3/10, he's going for it. Babatunde is going for it. Will the purple missile get this done on Lucky? Here we go, through this next section. Babatunde, will he go for the dive up the inside? He has to. It's the, oh man, I really thought he was going to go for the late dive bomb there. It was his last chance, but Lucky manages to hold on, and the top 3 are separated by less than a second as we come across the line. Lucky takes his 3rd victory of the night with Babatunde in P2 and Jonny in P3. Eddie Molam bringing up the rear, but oh my word, fighting. Babatunde is my driver of Spa. He did phenomenal right there.
He just came out of nowhere and made a grand statement. He said, I'm not closely being done for tonight. I will go through to the quarterfinals. So it all comes down to Brazil.
It is literally going to come down to Brazil and the final spot in the quarterfinals. I think Lucky has secured his place in the finals now, in the quarterfinals, but it's going to come down between between Jonny and Babatunde. As a fighting, you can quickly exit and enter the party again, just so we can see if we can figure out the mic issue, as I will keep the commentary going. But to all the viewers, it's literally between Jonny and Babatunde at Brazil to see who is going to go into the final. Lucky actually, he gets the fastest lap. Excuse the message on your screen right now, guys. That is just Johan quickly leaving and rejoining the party. But I mean, P3 to P1, that is how you do things. 45.6 fastest lap. Actually, Babatunde was so close to the fastest lap again. Oh my goodness me, this is getting very interesting. This is getting very interesting. Jonny and Babatunde for the final spot in the quarterfinals. I mean, what more can you ask for? Lucky has done the job tonight. I think if he just finishes 3rd, he will still be safe. Even if he falls down to P2, he has done the work. He just has to finish Brazil in P3 or higher to secure his spot in the quarterfinals, which will commence next week. And then I will be back driving as well. Then I will not be commentating. I just wanted to do a bit of a commentary stream again, guys. I miss commentating a lot. For those of you guys that are OGs of the channel, you know that back in the days of SLR and AER, I was a commentator for certain brackets of the league, and it's something that I do miss. I love commentating, so it's so enjoyable. But yeah, guys, just quickly excuse what's going to happen on screen. I'm just going to rejoin fighting, aka Johan, in a new party because there's apparently problems with the old party. So just give me a second, and that is all good. PlayStation, come on. Fighting, can you hear me? Fighting, can you hear me? Are you there? Are you there, Fighting? Can you hear me? Hello? Say hello to my little friend. Hey, can you hear my word? Fighting? Are you being on purpose? Please don't tell me you're being on purpose, because I might just cry. Guys, just a quick look at the points. Lucky leads the way by 20 points from Jonny. There's a 6-point difference between Jonny and Babatunde. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be a close one. Fighting, is that you on the other side of the microphone?
Yeah, and I actually think the Babatunde will not make it through. I think Jonny and Lucky are the ones to make it through to the quarterfinals. If Jonny manages to Babatunde will make it through.
The thing is, Jonny has to come last and Babatunde has to come second or win. There's a 6-point difference between them, so he has to outscore Jonny by 6 points. So he either needs a win or he needs Jonny to be last, and then he must be in second or first position. Babatunde has got no choice but first or second, and Jonny just needs to make sure that he's third, or he needs to be third if Babatunde is second, and he needs to be actually. Yeah, he needs to be second if Babatunde wins. But Lucky is now going to play devil's advocate in this part of the stream. So let's head towards the final race of the night. And who do you have for pole, Mr. Fighting?
So far, Eddie Molam is showing extraordinary pace. Honestly,
Lucky made a mistake heading into turn 1. Lucky made a big mistake heading into turn 1.
Sure. Alright, so it might be between Lucky or Eddie Molam, but Molam showing extraordinary pace. So far, running in first place. Jonny taking the through the slowest part of this track right here. You need to be very careful with throttle management here. A small mistake ruin your lap completely around here, and Jonny keeping it clean.
Keep eyes on Lucky. He's pulling back time. Keep your eyes on Lucky. He is very close to the back of these guys. He's not out of this by a long shot. Will Babatunde have a low drag downforce setup once again here at Interlagos? Beautiful run there from Jonny, coming out of the final real corner on this track to the line. Jonny takes pole with a 109.1. That's a freaking good time. Jonny is putting in the work right now, and Jonny takes pole position for the final race of the night. Wow, that was impressive. That's almost half a second.
Lap times there. Look at the lap times there. Eddie Molam 9.6, Babatunde 0.7, Lucky 0.8. They are so close within each other. All of them within 1 second. This is going to be intense race. It all comes down to the first corner of this race. Who keeps it clean, who makes the mistake.
Yeah, the thing is, Jonny is almost half a second faster than any of them in qualifying. So if Jonny can pull a 1 second gap, he secures himself P2. But this is still going to be very interesting as we head to 5 red lights for the final time. And it's go for the Brazilian Grand Prix. The 5-lap Brazilian Grand Prix. The tiny sprint as we get going into the first quarter. Jonny, beautiful defense. Eddie Molam P2. Lucky P3 with Babatunde in P4. That is not what Babatunde needs. He's trying to fight Jonny here. He can't finish in P4. He has to win. So Babatunde has got his work cut out for him as Jonny is under pressure from Eddie Molam. But into, the fourth corner. A little bit of contact. Lucky up the inside of Eddie Molam. He makes the move stick. And again, we've got a Jonny v Lucky battle. And Babatunde needs to make a quick inroads here. Otherwise, he is out of the quarterfinals. And it is beautiful racing. But Lucky is putting so much pressure on Jonny here. Lucky with a mistake. Lucky with a mistake over the inside curve into this next part, the Hamilton corner, as we all know with the iconic Hamilton incidents at this corner, aka I feel sorry for Albon. Here we go down the hill into the final corner. Who's going to have it heading into turn 1? But Jonny has got 4/10 in his pocket. It's up to half a second, but will Lucky pull this back? 80% battery for Jonny. Lucky also on 80%. It's anybody's game, fighting swing, but I am rooting for my boy. Let's go, Jonny!
This is anyone's lap so far. Jonny of the fastest lap and actually has positional advantage. And Eddie Molam had a look. Eddie Molam had a look. Oh.
Babatunde spun. Babatunde spun. If the top 3 don't come to... Sorry, you're fighting. Finish your speech. Finish what you were saying. Sorry.
Jonny pulls away with 1 second. It's between Lucky and Eddie Molam. Eddie Molam showing up for the first time tonight. He had a miss going through turn 4. Is brilliant racing going into the second lap and actually helps Jonny pull away and secure the position that he needs to go through to the quarterfinals. Behind Eddie Molam.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Babatunde there. There was clearly a mistake. But if Jonny just keeps... Oh my word, no! Jonny puts it on the grass. He puts it on the grass. He saves it. But coming out of the final corner, he just threw away his advantage. Oh my goodness gracious me. The drama just doesn't stop between these four. But if Jonny just finishes now, he will go through to the quarterfinals, because Babatunde has put himself in a near impossible position. If the top three don't take each other out, Babatunde is not seeing the quarterfinals next week along with you and me fighting. I just want to see this battle between Jonny and Lucky again, because Lucky and Jonny have been inseparable tonight.
Both drivers having a beautiful run through the center aces, and Lucky having a look through the outside, and Jonny going off track. Oh, okay, Lucky but making the move stick.
Yeah, and Eddie Molim is still hanging within the gap here. Jonny, that was a bit of a rusty line through there. Okay.
He's stealing jobs tonight. He's stealing Teddy's jobs here. Teddy, the designated grotskatser of our league. He's stealing the job of Mr. Teddy.
Oh, Teddy is not going to be happy with that. But Jonny just needs to keep it on the track. It doesn't help he's worrying about Lucky. Every one of us wants to win because we are all competitive. But at this stage, any form of beating Babatunde, he's already ahead. He's going through to the quarterfinals. I don't think Eddie Molim is close enough in any case, with only a 3 points difference if he gets beaten by Eddie Molim. Jonny, keep it on the black stuff. Stay away from the green stuff. It's an F1 car's worst enemy. Let's go here. But Lucky with a 10.3. What a lap. Lucky is Lucky 2 seconds. Lucky 2 seconds. Oh my word.
Penalty for corner cutting. Oh,
Jonny,
if Jonny can manage to keep within 2 seconds of Lucky, he will take the win here tonight.
I'm not going to lie to you, Fighting. It's the first time tonight, actually, we've had track limits play a role in the races. And Jonny has used up a lot of his battery, but he needs to save through the middle sector now. Jonny, remember what we practiced for when we raced here for Thursdays. Save your battery, brother. Save your battery. 1.4 seconds. The gap is coming down.
The same amount. Lucky amounts of battery as Jonny. Lucky currently has 25%. Battery, and Jonny has 36. They are more or less the same. If Jonny can just manage to be on the same pace as Lucky, he will walk away with the race win here. And it is only one more lap to go. Will Jonny be able to keep within 2 seconds of Lucky? He needs to keep it clean, keep it out of the green stuff and on the black stuff. We all love the black stuff, ladies. So will Jonny be able to keep it within 2 seconds within this last lap?
Jonny is playing with track limits here. He is pushing like an absolute stabbed rat. He is throwing the kitchen sink at it. Only half a tenth down on the fastest first sector. This is absolutely brilliant. I mean, man. Jonny is. It's clear that Jonny wants this win. He just wants to make a statement right now. And I mean, Jonny really wanted to be in the quarterfinals when we started this whole new informal setup, the way we're doing it now. And 1.1.
Closing it's 1.1 seconds between himself and Lucky. Lucky made a mistake somewhere. Jonny showing up and say, listen, I'm taking this last win. You made a mistake, and I'm here to pick up the scraps. This is my race to win.
And we're already on lap 5. I didn't even realize it. Lucky's going to come across the line first. He's going to see the checkered flag first. But Jonny is going to do and take the win right from under Lucky's nose. Eddie Molim with a brilliant P3 with some intense battling there at the start. And Babatunde P4. Your two drivers going through to the quarterfinals. It's Lucky in P7. Jonny in P8. Congrats to both of them. Who is your driver of Brazil, Fighting?
Definitely Lucky. No, wait, I'm lying. It's Eddie Molim. Eddie Molim with his first podium of the night. He's been struggling the entire evening, but he managed to show up, get his first podium, and walk away with it.
No, I mean, honestly, for me as well, the driver of Brazil is definitely going to Eddie Molim for me. But then for driver of the day, I'm going to have to give it to Lucky. Nothing against Jonny or any of the other three drivers. There were some good moments from all four of them. But Lucky made a statement tonight. Lucky is going to be a problem next week, if you ask me. So well done. Well done to Lucky for driver of the day, in my opinion. Fighting, who's your driver of the day?
Driver of the Lucky as well. He showed up. he made a statement and say, listen, I might not win a top, but I have pace. I can show up. I can race. I will mean say I belong in on the top step.
Yeah,
So
and
my
also
job goes to Lucky as well.
No, I agree with you on that one. Lucky really, he proved a point tonight. He also takes fastest lap with a 10.3, phenomenal race pace lap. And then also, I just want to give a shout out to Babatunde. Even though we're not going to see him next week in the quarterfinals, there was no lack of trying from Babatunde tonight, and there were some parts of tonight where he had sensational pace, where he was the quickest. He just couldn't make it all fit into the same puzzle. But still, congrats to Babatunde on a spectacular performance. Congrats to all four drivers for a very good performance. Eddie Molam was a bit late, but he showed up to the party at the end. But tonight was definitely the Jonny v Lucky battle. But we'll see you guys next week for the quarter-final playoffs. I can't wait. The fighting, I mean, we are both racing there, and we are friends tonight, but next week again we are enemies like on Thursdays.
Yeah. And not just next week, on Thursday as well. I hear the stuff you say on your live streams. I hear the stuff you say, and I'm ultimate 8 man. I'm not far behind on the standings. And I know GETTR, you're stronger than I am at which we are racing at on Thursday. But I'm up to make a statement and say, listen, I might be P4, but I can still count for P3.
And I'm up for the battle fighting. I'm up for the battle. I'll see you on track Thursday. Thank you so much for joining me on the commentary stream tonight. I'm going to end things off. Any final thoughts before I say my goodbyes?
Nothing.
Sorry, fighting. Would you mind?
PG.
Nothing PG.
Nothing
sorry.
PG.
Sorry, I wanted to ask if you would repeat yourself because there was a bit of a lag, but it came through clearly. Ladies and gents, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for staying till the end. Again, if you have not subscribed by this point, what are you doing? Hit the subscribe down below, and don't forget to ding that bell to never miss a future video, short, or live stream here on Turbo Fox Racers. Guys, again, congratulations to Lucky and Jonny. We will see them in the quarterfinals next week. And trust me, you do not want to miss next week's Informal. Next week, Tuesday, same place, same time.
Ladies and gentlemen, drop a F in the comments for missing out on this small racing.
Yeah, drop a F in the comments. He's in the comments actually. But incredible to watch. Sad that I'm missing it. Yeah, but you will miss tonight. But there's always next season's Informals because I think everybody is enjoying this format to a large degree. But guys, that is it from us tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back on track next week, and it's going to be sensational. The top 8 fighting it out. Before we go, let me guys just quickly mention to you who the top 8 are. Obviously, I'm going to go from 8th to 1st, so from the bottom up. And sorry, just excuse me for a minute. I'm in the wrong damn folder because I'm doo-doo. In any case, so Jonny takes P8 with Lucky P7. Then Yaku is in P6. Arduous Buckle, aka Fast Emil, was P5. Drunk Teddy is in P4.
Illegal Emil.
Illegal Emil. Matrix P3, Fighting was P2, and I was top of the standings. That is your top 8 for next week's quarterfinals. It's gonna be epic. Make sure you are here. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next week. And remember, stay beautiful, stay safe. Your mind is to be stronger than your feelings. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys for whatever piece of content comes next. Cheers!
Bye bye. Bye bye.